Okay, magical barrier gone? Yeah. Okay, okay, 2 more ways. Before big door, huh? A book is missing. Oh, okay. The label says Glenn, Aris, and Daniel. The label says Daniel, Henriette, and Delbert. Between 2 volumes there's a letter. My darling Aris, we don't need to hide any longer. I had the male heir I was longing for. The child you couldn't have given me. So the usefulness of my wife has come to an end. It will be easy enough to make it look like suicide. Recently she does nothing more than mope around and write letters to one childhood friend of hers. Besides, even if I end up being charged, I have money on my side, so I have no concerns. And I hope it's the same for you. Burn this letter when you're done reading. Yours, Glenn. Yeah, you fucked this up, my friend. Some plushes. A bed. Looks comfy. It depicts the dawn. Whoa. Mommy, why do I have red hair if you and Daddy are black-haired? Shh. Sleep already, Daniel. So... you... are together with a man you know is a murderer, for the sake of having a child. Did you, by any chance, hear of a thing called adoption? Like, especially for you, it doesn't make a difference. Like, you're not the real mother for him anyway, even if you adopt someone. And this dude wanted a kid so badly? What is wrong with him and his brain? Well, I guess there are a lot of things wrong with him and his brain. So, there's a book missing. Yeah, I think I should look for it. Thank you. I don't know which book, though. Huh. Okay, there are not too many bookshelves in this world. Okay, the volumes are glued, the volumes are glued, the volumes are glued. Okay, they don't want these books. There is not, by any chance, a book somewhere here that I didn't realize is here. Oh, maybe like one of the religious texts or something. Now that I think about it, that would be a good possibility. So let's see if they want the Bible or anything. I mean, there are more religious texts than the Bible, I think. Or actually, I don't think, I know. But we shall see. Yeah, take the religious texts and stuff them. Ah, damn it. Ah, okie dokie. Now, I totally did not look that up in the walkthrough, and I didn't wander around for 10 minutes through the maze and all that stuff again. I totally clicked this all by myself. Is that believable? Do you buy that? Probably not. Shit, man, this is the second time I needed the goddamn walkthrough. Even though the puzzles are really not complicated, they're totally fair. I'm just fucking dumb. Your wife, Henriette, is pregnant, isn't it so, Daniel? What will you call him? But Glenn, they don't know yet if it's a boy or a girl. It's a boy. I can feel it. And we call him... Yeah, you call him? So I'm supposed to look at this? Wait to dawn. Once upon a time, there was a town where the sun never set. However, due to the star's feeble orange light, the harvest wasn't rich. So the magicians gathered together to practice the spell to pull up the sun and make it shine brighter. Things settled down for a while, but then the orb, which was way too heavy, collapsed on its own weight, and the town sank in an eternal night. Everyone thought it was the end, but then a kid, with his pure heart, created a new light. Okay, that is... Which road should I take? Books always have the answer to everything. Okay, this apparently, according to the walkthrough, this was a hint in the bookshelf. But I didn't read the walkthrough further, so from now on, I'm kinda on my own. So, they always... So this is morning, this is like during the day, evening, and night, huh? Well, I guess that would make sense. Okay, the book said something, I don't know what the letter's about. But the book said something about the sun. Whoops, wrong room. About the sun being missing or something. So maybe we need the sun painting. Or maybe we don't. And I, once again, didn't understand what I'm supposed to do. So, I didn't understand what the hint wanted to tell me, so I had to look up what the hint actually wanted to tell me, and it worked as followed, and I'm sorry I did this off camera. You remember the hint we got in the bookshelf, of course you do, it wasn't that long ago. Now, in this story, there appeared different sun statuses, in a different order, and I had to click these pictures here accordingly to that order in the story. Now, I don't think this puzzle is unfair or anything, but I have a hard time with puzzles where you don't really know that something happens. For example, when I click on one picture or something, nothing happens. There has to be some kind of reaction, like a sound or, I don't know, activated in a text. Something that shows you that actually something happens when you click the pictures. So, you know, then the puzzle would be okay. Like this, like I clicked the pictures, nothing happened, and I thought, okay, the hint in the book has nothing to do with the pictures. You know, that is puzzles like these and these situations I feel like are hard to get. But anyway, after I did the right thing, this portal here appeared, and now we can go through it. Dad, what has become of my piano? I had them take it away. I warned you not to persist. You have been schooled so that you perpetuate your father and your grandfather's profession. God damn it, what am I reading? You have been schooled so that you perpetuate your father and your grandfather's profession. And I won't let you row all that way over some silly career as a musician. I hope that is clear now, Delbert. So Delbert is probably Glenn's and Ellis's kid. The boy. Right? Oh, wait a minute. Let me... I need to check one... and the portal is gone again. Oh, no. Okay. I guess it's just a glitch. Because I have to look up one thing fastly. Sorry that I had to make a cut here again, but I had to start trying to understand things, and that took me a while. So, the label says Glenn, Eris, and Daniel. So, Eris is Glenn's original wife, and Daniel is the son Glenn and Ellis had. Now, who are Henriette and Delbert? Are these the other kids Glenn and Eris got after he left? Or, well, left after he killed Alice? Or what is that supposed to mean? I'm not 100% sure what is going on anymore. But I guess after we destroy the clock, we will learn more. So here we go. Wreck the clock with the silver dagger. Sure. Ouch! Oh, I'm so sorry. Of course you are. Where's your mind at? There's something familiar about this boy. Oh, it's a boy. Whoops. Listen, have we met before? I really don't think so. Oh, so you're probably Daniel, huh? And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm scrambling to find someone who's willing to rent me somewhere to sleep. Taking into account my budget, I think it's going to be very tough. Wait, are you nuts in the hat? By your face, I'd swear you're not even an adult. You got that right, but my birthday is in a few days. The truth is, I ran away from home to chase my dreams. I play the piano, and I wish for everyone to enjoy my music. But my parents tried everything to make me give up, also resorting to drastic measures, which I'd rather not talk about. And so here I am. But I'm optimistic. Forgive me for my little outburst, and goodbye. Oh, wait. Well, this might seem a little bit weird, but happen to know anybody named Alice? Alice is my grandmother's name. I never got to meet her, though. Okay, now it's getting really complicated. Ooh, okay, let's first read this and then I try to understand. She was a family friend. I'd really like to do something to help you. And by virtue of that friendship, I feel obligate, I don't know, to put you up to my place, at least until you find a better accommodation. Have I already mentioned that I have a piano? You promise you won't contact my family? I promise. Oh, and I still don't know your name. The name is Delbert, but you can call me Del. Ah, okay. Now I get it. Now that is actually pretty easy. So Daniel was the son of Glenn and Alice. And Daniel had a kid named Del. So Daniel, more or less, probably became the same asshole his father is. Which is sad. But that happens. With abusive parents and stuff. It's a pleasure to meet you, Delbert. I'm Lysander. Come along, I'll show you where I live. It's not far from here. Are you hungry? Alright, we'll stop eating something on the way. Okay, that was all? Did that open any doors or anything? So that didn't help me with my book problem, that was just again a clock to be stepped. Okay, so I'm still stuck on where do I get the goddamn book. Well, cool. Okay, another cut, I guess. Okay. So I have been here before. And I clicked this shelf. So when you click it over here to the left, you get only the letter from Alice. And when you click here, you obtain the big book. You know, that is actually totally on my part. Like, you click every part of the shelf. Well, at least I came back and found out by myself and I didn't look up in the walkthrough or anything. So that makes me feel better about myself. I did something by myself, yoo-hoo. Alright, here we go. You hear a door opening in the distance. Well then, let's check out what is going on with that door. Oh, Nelly. A piano. Okay, I know I shouldn't trust a piano, but it misses 3 piano keys. Oh, and I'm supposed to find them? The question is where? And how? And why? Or do I need to press something on the keyboard? Is that like similar to Libretta? Like, I don't know. By the way, if you haven't seen Libretta, that is a really cool game. I'm just saying. Nope. Okay, I'm not supposed to click something on the keyboard. Then where do I get these piano keys? Ah! Well, that was easy. Among the plushes, there is a piano. Piano key. Okay, so I just need to run around and look for stuff. Well, that is easy enough, I guess. Some papers fall out of the big book. Oh, okay. Dear Lysander, I just wanted to tell you that I'm pregnant. I hate it. I loathe this thing that grows inside my belly. It's sucking the life out of me. Glenn hits me if I refuse to eat. He says I have to keep my strength, otherwise I'll lose the baby. He also says I should quit writing you, because you're not reading any of my letters. I don't believe him. Alice. Dear Lysander, I saw him with another woman. I think she's in love with her. I think he's in love with her, I assume. I think I love you. I beg you to keep this hair clip of mine, until we see each other again. By then you'll know what to say. Oh, okay, where is the hair clip though? No hair clip for me? Okay. Now the question still remains, where are the fucking keyboard keys? I only found 1. But it wants 3. Where am I supposed to get the other 2? Maybe really downstairs. Way too many minutes for finding a piano key later. Ah, okay. It worked. But I feel weird. Is there no clock to step in this room or anything? And now there is ominous piano music. I guess that makes sense since we repaired the piano. But it's weird. We found, like, the clocks, we found them everywhere. And now here's nothing. It seems weird. But I guess it is what it is. So, I feel like we're getting close to the end, so let's do this. Oh shit. Ellis Delbert. Good, you still remember my name. It's been a while since the accident. What are you saying? I could never... Is that so? After all, you overlooked all my letters. And you never visited my grave, nor my mother's. It doesn't matter anymore now. Speechless, huh? You really never change. And to think that I also gave you a second chance with my grandson. But you ruined everything again. Now I don't have all the information on that. What did I do? Maybe I should have stepped another clock. Shit, probably messed up. You concealed the truth, and obsessively grew fond of me because I resemble Alice to you. You're right, I have no excuse. What? What? Okay, I feel like... Never mind, let's just go on reading. Was that implied... Was it implied that he molested Delbert? Because he resembled her? Or was... What? Huh? It's time to put the word end to this. I bet you're looking forward to it too. Yes. Shh. Sleep now. Thanks, Alice, Del, I... Yeah, okay, so I probably didn't step enough clocks and stuff like that. But what the hell? What accident and you grew too fond of me? Like, am I the only one thinking that is a metaphor for you know? But that can't be right now, can it? Would be really weird. But I obviously messed that up, so... As soon as the credits are over, I'll try to find out which clock I didn't step. I mean... It's pretty obvious at this point, I guess, that clock stepping is the way to the true ending. So I probably need to kick another clock's ass or something like that. And if I can find out, I have to look at the walkthrough again, can't help it. But I'll try to do this on my own, because I will use the walkthrough way too much in this playthrough. At least 2 times was really dumb on my part. So does the ending have a name, or is it just like, end, over? Ah, it seems more like end, over. Okay, so I'll try to find out what I didn't do. Alrighty, so I already found the first clue what I need to do. On the music stand there's an incomplete score. An annotation states, the end of the melody is enshrined in a corner. Enshrined in a corner. So that sounds like church, you know? Or maybe over here, like enshrined in a corner? No, probably not. Okay, I'll look for the shit that is enshrined in the corners. I will be back soon. Oh my god. Why am I so dumb? Jesus Christ. So, I ran around for about 3 minutes through the mansion now, and suddenly it hit me. A corner could as well be in this room, because this is the only room where basically nothing clock related etc. happened. So I went back, and I was right. Sometimes, you know, sometimes my brain at least works, even though it takes it fair time. So, another clock. So let's find out what he did to Delbert. Hopefully nothing that the bad ending implied. And how come you have a piano? You play it too? Let's just say that I like killing time. Let me hear something. Hey, you're the pro here. I should be the one curious. As you wish. You're amazing, Dal. I'm sure you'll become a world-famous pianist one day. Do you mean it? I mean, of course I will. Are you sure you want to spend your 18th birthday like this? Absolutely. Why? How did you spend yours? I can't remember. It was so long ago. Don't be drastic. You're not much older than me, right? Right. Oh, it's midnight. Happy birthday. Thank you. Now you'll stop being a sponge and you'll look for an apartment, huh? I remind you that you are the one who provided me with free board into your own house. I was just joking around. What kind of a horrible person would I be if I had kicked you out of the house on the day of your birthday? Besides, I've grown quite fond of you. If this is the case, you'd better make up for this foolish joke. I'm going to bed 'cause I've got a gig tomorrow. You're doing the dishes. Where have you been? I thought you already had gone to sleep. Just hanging out with my friends anyway. You didn't tell me. I was worried. Do you realize what time it is? What if something bad happened to you? Okay, now I've got the feeling that Delbert was actually, like, in some sort of accident or something. Hopefully. Or maybe he's going full yandere, I don't know. You sound like my mother. I asked you a question. Now I demand an answer. Enough with the silly talk. I have my freedom and I do whatever I want. Not under my roof. Very well. I'm leaving. Not so fast. Do you really believe that I'll let you go so easily? I won't make the same mistake twice. I assume the run is directed at me. What? Ah! Why am I stuck on the fucking corner? God! Diggity! Damn it. Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? Hoo! Ah! Am I still supposed to run? Oh. Oh, so it was an actual accident. Now, to be honest, this is not the best thing you could do. It's actually probably one of the worst things you could do. But it is way better than the molesting thing I thought about. So, I'm all good. Delbert was. He was. If only I could turn back time. Yeah, that was actually pretty much your fault though. That's still true. Like, why are you going crazy after him? Yeah, why do I go back now? I wonder, do I have to do something else? Or is it now time to go to the big door again? I guess we shall see. Oh, okay, things are already different. Nobody's there. Well then, let's make a quick savey. Ah, okay. Seems I did the right thing. Very good. Oh shit! I'm back here! Okay, I remember in the beginning of the game, the box said something about there's something important. Yeah, looking closely, you notice a familiar hair clip sticking out of the chest. Take the hair clip. Sure. And now wreck the clock? Well, no, apparently not. It's more like glitch through the clock. Okay, nothing else here? No? Well then, let's go to the left. Or maybe let's not go to the left. Full of odds and ends. Did I glitch shit now? Am I like being stuck on a glitch? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is what happened. As you saw, we were kinda glitched out. We couldn't leave the room, we couldn't click the clock, we could basically do nothing. So, what is actually supposed to happen is that I step the big clock. You remember that? I get into Lysander's room, then I leave Lysander's room. Oh, I didn't even realize that that happens. Never stayed so long in this room. Then leave Lysander's room and get the neutral ending. Now what I did is I clicked the box. And when I clicked the box, it so happened that I picked up the hair clip. Which I shouldn't pick up at this point anymore. Because you're supposed to pick up the hair clip in the beginning. But Toby, you might say. Toby being my name if you don't know. But Toby, didn't you click the box in the beginning? Yes, I did. But you need to click it twice, and then you get the hair clip. And if you have the hair clip, you can get the good ending. Now, since I more or less glitched out the normal ending, I decided, what else should I do? I replayed the game from the beginning, and now I'm going to do the positive ending. And I don't know about the neutral ending, because I tried again. I reloaded my save file, I went into Lysander's room again, and I clicked nothing. I didn't click the box, I clicked nothing, and I still couldn't leave Lysander's room. So I guess I broke the normal ending. So let's see about the positive one, because that is the one that is important anyway. Rewind the clock with the hair clip. Yes, please. Because that is what we need the hair clip for. And so we self-Delbert. I guess that makes sense. Lysander, you... Hey, let go of me. I don't care if you have just saved my life. I don't intend to go home with you. Delbert, please listen. I'm listening. I'm so sorry for my behavior. I must have frightened you out, considering that I kill you if I catch you. Well, what can you do? The truth is, I couldn't protect the person I cared for the most in the past, and I'm worried that the same thing could happen with you. For this reason, I sense dangers even when things aren't dangerous at all. But probably I'm becoming paranoid. Maybe it's better if you stay on your own. After all, you ran away from your house in order to earn more freedom, and it wasn't my intention to put a spanner in the works now. I acted on impulse as well, I suppose. And it's thanks to you I'm here safe and sound, so apology accepted. Where are you going now? Home with you, right? Hello, Ellis. It's been a while, isn't it? Finally, I found the courage to come to visit you. Well, I hope you like the flowers. They resemble the one on your hair clip. The hair clip you sent me together with your last letter. I was wrong all along, Alice. I didn't feel worthy of having social relationships anymore because I had failed with you. But rather than that, you probably would have just wanted to see me happy again. I understand now. My eternal youth wasn't a curse at all. It was a chance for a new life. Now I'm trying really hard to achieve it. And that slacker grandson of yours, I can't deny that he's helping me out a lot. The thing I wanted to say that evening years ago doesn't really matter anymore, but I know well what I want to say now. Time is precious, and is also more valuable if we decide to spend it with the people we care for the most. That is why, Alice, I'm grateful to you for every moment we spent together. I'll be back to visit you very soon. Take care. Ah, the end. Ah, okay, there we go. So that was the positive end. I wonder what the neutral end would have been then. I guess it would have probably just been Lysander living on. I mean, if the negative end is him getting killed by Delbert and Alice, then the neutral end must be him just living on his, eternal life. Which I guess is probably even worse than the negative end. But man, I don't know. I guess yeah, it is definitely worse. Like, he's living with all his guilt and stuff. Like, why would he want to live forever? Thanks for playing. No, thanks for making this game, creators. Thank you to Midori Fragment. Actually, I don't. One thing I didn't understand is like the apologies for the English and stuff. To be honest, like there were like minor mistakes, you know, like it's care for and not just care and stuff, but nothing grave. Like I've seen way worse translations. I think that was totally okay. Totally okay. Black screen. Ah, there we go. Back to the main menu. Okie dokie. So, my thoughts and stuff about the game. Actually, let me think about that for a second, and then I'll tell you. Alrighty, so, here are my thoughts and opinions on A Timeless Story. Let's start out with the negative stuff, and then we'll finish off with the positive stuff, because it's always nice to finish on a positive note, and I also think there is more positive stuff than negative stuff. Now, before we start at all, let me remind you, this is Midori Fragments' very first game. So all I'm saying here is just, you know, I wanted to be helpful advice when I say negative stuff, and this is not ill-willed or anything. So I have no bad intentions with any criticism I'm due here. So, let's start out with something a bit nitpicky. Actually, I just want to mention the nitpicky stuff shortly, because, you know, it isn't that important. But for example, I think the second fetch quest, if you want to call it that, you know, when you had to pick up the piano keys, that was kind of random, to be honest. That was a kind of puzzle, I'd say, is like, we need to puzzle, but we don't have any puzzle left, so we'll do just, you know, go and get the piano keys. Felt like a little bit random to me. And another thing I think is kinda not a no-go, but not, you should think about that next time, is when you needed to get the book in the church for the second floor. When you check the shelf for the first time, when you didn't know about the whole book quest and all, it didn't say anything like, oh, there is a big book or something. There was no tease for the big book being in the shelf of the church. That would have been cool, because it makes the player feel accomplished. But those are really nitpicks. Those don't really matter. Now, I think the one problem I actually had, which I think is actually not nitpicking, but like kinda important, is that double checking is, in my opinion, bullshit. Now, we had two instances in this game where you needed to double check stuff. The first one being the hair clip. Now, the hair clip was at least teased that you need to double check it, because it said there might be something important in there or something along those lines. And I think, you know, you could have got the idea that you need to double check it. I personally thought I'll come back to this place later and then there is something. But, you know, you could argue in favor of the hair clip double checking. Now, the silver dagger double checking is something that would have driven me crazy if I didn't find the silver dagger by chance. Because that was like really random. The first time you go and click the plan from the left, you find the small key, and then you check it again, and you find the dagger. Now, I guess it's probably possible that you might find the key if you click the flower from any different directions. So maybe it was just by chance that I checked the plan from the left, and then checked it again and found the silver dagger. So maybe it's not always double checking, but there is the possibility that it is double checking, and I find double checking, if not something has majorly changed, that is, I find double checking unfair. Because, you know, it's like the unwritten rules of RPG Maker games. If you've checked something, and then you've checked it, and you don't need to go back and check it again. Except for example, there is a hole we found in the roof, like in this game, And I remember the ladder, now I can take the ladder with me because I need it. That is totally okay. And I'm actually quite in favor of that. Because, you know, picking up items randomly always lets you know, oh, I might need them at some point. But picking up stuff when you need it actually makes more sense. So that was actually quite cool. But as mentioned, like double checking with the silver dagger and also the hair clip, I think is kinda unfair. At least to a certain degree. So I wouldn't do that, personally, if I'd ever make a game. Which I probably won't, because I'm a lazy let's play and I complain about other people's hard work. Yeah, that is basically the negative aspects I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about the positive aspects. No, actually, you know what? Let's talk about the story in general first. Because about the story, I have to say, I have to say good stuff and bad stuff at the same time. So you know, it's kinda in the middle. So we'll do it in the middle here. Now the story was actually in the beginning. I found the story very cool. Now it wasn't groundbreaking or anything. We often have these stories. These I call them right now. I invented this right now. Regret stories, basically. You know, the old friend you never confessed to, and then she married someone else, and then she was killed, and stuff like that. It's not the invention of the wheel, but it's a story that always works, and I found it really, or not always, but in this case, I found it really nicely executed. You know, finding all the letters, learning more about the background, and when you then found the clocks and actually got to know Alice and you learned that they were really close, but she chose to marry Glenn because of the money for her ill mother and stuff like that. I found that very, very touching, and I actually really liked that. And then we got to the second floor and to the Delbert story, which was not handled as well as the Alice story, basically because it was super short. Now, I don't want to be like the guy who says, like, you didn't put enough work into this, because as mentioned, I'm a let's play, I'm sitting on my ass, I'm doing basically nothing except for talking. And I'm a sad human being and all that good stuff. But as a matter of fact, we had too little to actually, you know, get attached to first of all, get attached to Delbert, and second of all, everything went so fast. You know, we went from Lysander found Alice's grandson to Yandere Lysander in about 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, maybe even shorter if we did that fast. So it was all too much too fast, and you know, if we had some development there, you know, like a third room, maybe a fourth room, something, you know, just something, that would have been much better. And I really like the idea, actually. You know, I really like the idea of him getting attached to Delbert. Him being stuck in time, not being stuck in time, but not aging, finding the grandson, and you know, now he wants to do everything better, and he goes crazy about it. It's a great story. Wasn't, you know, so great executed. And I always say, there's a German saying, I don't know if it also exists in English. Sometimes less is more. And here I feel like if we would have only had the story with Alice and Lysander, the game at this length of the game would have profited from it, and it wouldn't have taken away all that much. But if we want to tell also the Delbert story, the game should have been longer. Or we could have also told the story differently. We could have started out with all that Delbert stuff, you know, make it longer and a more complicated story, and then find out why Lysander is so attached to Delbert. And it's actually because he lost Alice. And I think that would have, like, the other way around would actually work better. Like, we get really into the relationship of Lysander and Delbert, and we're wondering, and then comes the twist, 50 years ago and stuff like that. I think that would have worked better the other way around by the game, if the game has this length, you know. But all just me saying. Overall, I found the story cool, and it worked for this game. But as mentioned, the Delbert stuff. The Delbert stuff, cool idea, could have been executed better in my opinion. Now as mentioned, young people, beginner, first game, I'm just saying, no ill intentions. Okay, and now we talk about all the positive stuff. First of all, I think the puzzles in this game were cool. For example, the cooking puzzle was actually kinda interesting. You know, it on the one hand, it was actually easy to solve if you don't think as complicated as I did. And at the same time, it also played into the story, you know, her cooking weird shit because she is going a bit crazy. So that, you know, that was a cool combination of putting something of a puzzle into the story. That was, for example, a really cool idea. And I'm always a big fan of you're in a maze, now you have to find out in a certain time. I'm a fan of that if you can save on a regular basis, that is. I hate games where you have to start over and you do that. But here you had the chance to save before all that, so I'm all good. And for example, the sun puzzle, you know, the sun status puzzle was actually also pretty cool. Just as mentioned, the one flaw, I didn't realize that I need to click the pictures because there was basically no reaction. I'm missing the correct English word right now. But there was nothing that indicated I'm doing the right thing when I clicked the pictures. But the puzzle itself was actually pretty cool, you know, with the hint in the bookshelf and stuff like that. That was actually pretty cool. And yeah, overall, I enjoyed the puzzles. I mean, again, nothing groundbreaking or something, but with the tools you have, and it made for a really good RPG Maker game, in my opinion, puzzle-wise. Like, not too complicated, not too easy, like the perfect amount of challenge me a bit, but don't make me think like Albert Einstein, you know? For example, I don't want to shit on another game or something, but, you know, I think it had the exactly right mixture of puzzle difficulty and of cleverness of puzzles. I also enjoyed the art. You know, one could argue that the art was inconsistent, but first of all, I am never really disturbed by inconsistent art, and second of all, this is a free game. Like, come on, people, be real. I personally, as mentioned, I'm never bugged by inconsistent art. I just enjoy looking at pretty stuff. And I enjoyed the art in this game. And also I like the sprite of the characters. I don't know what it is, but it kinda, you know, it kinda fit the feeling of the game. It's hard to describe, but this story, like I feel it would have suffered from a normal anime RPG Maker sprite, you know? This kinda, I don't know how to describe it, but this here, like, this just fit the game. These sprites just fit the game. Now, another aspect I think I didn't mention, at least not specifically, is that the pacing of the game was right. Now, I already described I enjoyed the story with Alice and stuff like that. But, you know, that also has to do a lot with the pacing of the game. You know, it had like a classical way to tell its story. You know, you go to room A, to room B, to room C, to room D, and you go up the stairs, you know. That's like a thing a lot of games do. But again, as I say a million times, you know, there is cliche shit and there is old but gold. And basically it's basically the same. It just depends on the execution. And this was old but gold in my opinion. Like, this worked really, really well. We were always, you know, led to the first stuff. Then we learned a little bit. We read the first letter. We wrecked the first clock. We went further. We found another letter. We wrecked another clock. And, you know, you were always feed a little information so that your attention is always captivated and you're wondering what is going on here. And, you know, the puzzles, of course, also helped. And the room, you know, you entered the dining room. You're wondering, what the hell does this have to do with dining? And then you'll find out when you get shot by Delbert. And not by Delbert, well, by Glenn. Which, by the way, I didn't mention that, but I think that was a really cool game over. Because, you know, this is all Lysander's brain world, if you want to call it that. And him being shot, you know, at the point where Alice probably was shot because she was already crazy in the dining room part. That was actually pretty interesting, and I think that was actually a cool idea for a bad end, for a game over. I think you could have. I think this game would have actually profited from, you know, like someone like Glenn being an antagonist throughout the game. That would have been actually cool, you know, like him trying to save this quote unquote save his Aya Delbert or something from someone like Lysander or something. That would have been a cool idea, in my opinion. But that's just me, you know, spilling out stuff. Just an idea that I just threw out there, that I just had. So yeah, but yeah, that was a really cool game over. And as mentioned, very, very good pacing of the game. And I think I'm through with stuff. Yeah, so overall, a very good beginner game. Very good for the first game you ever created. But also good on a scale of, you know, usual games. Was not a perfect game. It was not the best game I ever played. But I definitely had a good time. And I think it was worth my time. And believe me, I've played much stuff that I didn't think was worth my time. So that is a big compliment. And yeah, overall, I'll give it a thumbs up. And I suggest you should play the normal end for yourself at some point. And then tell me in the comments what happened. Because the glitch was actually fixed that I suffered from. But to be honest, right now I'm a bit too lazy to play the game again. I'll do that though on my own at some point, because I actually want to know if my theory is right, that when he destroys the clock he just goes back to living forever. It would be interesting to know, or if it's something completely different. Him just going to the nirvana or something. Anyway, so, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Midoro Fragments for creating this game. And, you know, as always, if you feel like it, you can watch more. I play a lot of RPG Maker games. I play the visual novels, have played many well-known visual novels and RPG Maker games, like Boogeyman, I play Clannad, I play Blank Dream, all that good stuff. So, if you feel like it, stay here. If you don't, then go. I won't be mad at you. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.